have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, by air, President Roosevelt has just announced.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
And somebody across the room said, oh, they're having maneuvers there at Wheeler Field. They're dropping smoke bombs. Well, there's a concussion. We was rattling the wind. There was the bombs falling. Some of the men in our company got a machine gun and got up on the roof and was firing at the Japanese planes as they come over, strafing, firing their machine guns at us. Well, I was wondering what it was all about, but you could see the big red balls on the planes that was up in the air, and so we knew it was Japanese.
There was one completed hangar. Kaneohe Bay was a new base that had not been in operation very long. Of course, Kaneohe Bay was it was built for patrol planes. There was three squadrons of the old PBYs there that flew for patrols, and I had been assigned to the fire station for my duty weekend. And when the Japanese hit us, and there was one completed hangar, and naturally they hit us, they got it was burning, and we went down to try to, and a bunch of the planes went down with the fire truck to try to get it, and of course that bright red fire truck was, that was very attractive to them, and they got it. I mean, when they got it, they got the engine boy driving, and they had enough momentum to pull it off of the street side, and we just got off and went back to the fire station. I'm assuming it was incendiary bullets because they were strafing the planes and the PBYs that were on the ramp, and they were a bunch of them caught on fire too. I was on the back, where the two men rode up front and three rode, they had a platform on the back with the hang on, and I was riding on the back platform. And the driver and one mower was up front. Fortunately, nobody on the truck was hit. If I remember correctly, I believe there were 18 servicemen killed at that station that day, and one civilian contract employee was killed. There were lots of injured people, but I don't know how many that were, but as I recall, it was 18 servicemen and one civilian.
I was at Wheeler. I was there in that big barracks sign, and they had me that night. We were just scared. They were crying, wringing their hands. A lot of the officers, everything's locked up. We couldn't have done anything. We didn't have any ammunition. In the morning, it was in the morning time. I was just in the latrine. I was just getting ready to finish my morning duty to go to the mess hall, chow hall. We call it. When I first heard the thing, the noise, we realized something was going on. See, the Navy used to work us over, or come in there to be on a carrier and come back and they practiced dive bomb on us. Oh, well, first it was real start with, but then they hit guess what they hit? The aviation dump down, the first thing. And the planes, they hit the planes. All down here was the aviation dump. It ended right down the end of the base, yeah. And our planes were lined up on the line, and they set fire to all them. That night on a 50 caliber machine gun. I never fired a 50, being charged, but I had a 30, water cooled. And I was scared, boy.
About 6 of us that worked in the telephone exchange lived in 2 tents right outside their telephone exchange. And I was awake and debating in my mind whether I wanted to get up and go to breakfast or whether I wanted to sleep in, on Sunday. When we could hear machine gun firing, and we thought, well, that's the Navy coming over on an exercise shooting up our airfield, you know, with blank ammunition. So I thought, well, I'll get out of bed and watch these Navy planes zooming over our airfield and shooting up with blank ammunition. I went outside my tent to look up in the air, and then we could see the airplanes coming over with the big red circle insignia under it. And you knew, oh, this is the Japanese, and they're really dropping bombs. This is not a drill. This is for real. So I was very close to where the flight line was, and so I took off running for shelter behind a tree, big eucalyptus tree. Problem was, there was about 60 or 70 other guys with the same idea trying to get behind the same tree. When they would strafe one direction, the line would go around the other side of the tree, and then when they come back, we'd go back around like a bunch of ants, you know. And a second wave of attackers came about an hour later, and by this time some of the people had machine guns ready to shoot them down, you know. But I don't think they shot any down at our field.
No, I'll tell you the truth. I was up in Waikiki. We heard everything going on, and it was about 8 o'clock anyway. So when we really knew, we saw the black smoke, we knew we were in trouble. So there was 3 of us, and we went out, tried to get a cab. He wouldn't take us. He was afraid. So we took his keys and took his cab and just went on back to the post, and we just let that thing go. And I think a bomb hit just close to us, and we didn't even take it out of gear. We just jumped out and went on. Oh, and we had 2 machine guns, that's right. We had one on each side. And the orders were, if they come in on you, I think I had 7 rounds of ammunition. When your ammunition is gone, throw your pistols at them and go in with your fist. But them old planes are slow. And I had a 45. I got off 3 shots on that, but I knew I was going to hit nothing but the moon, you know. So yeah, and lost a few good men. I mean, we lost a few good ones. The old man stuck his head out the window. He says, "Take that cab, that ambulance over to the medics. Leave it there, you know." I did. When I got there, you stay with it. So I spent about 2 weeks picking up bodies and going out to Arizona, and I watched it kind of think, you know, it's a lot different now than it was then. And we got all the men out we could. It almost makes you stand on your head. I mean, you know, it's I don't like talking about it. I watch them guys in the water, and we tried, but we couldn't do it. Well, we had about 6 ambulances sitting there waiting. But what happened, if they went down and opened the door, it would blow up. Oxygen, I think. So they just sealed it up. And them boys are still down there. And